What's going on, everybody? We are down here in Kilgore, Texas at East Texas Hardware and Pro Shop. Down here with my buddy Casey. We're shooting the new 2020 bows for this year. We've already shot the Matthews and the Elite. So if you haven't yet, those videos will be linked down in the description below and you can go check those out. But right now, we're going to go ahead and start the PSE line, the EVO NXT 31. Okay, this is a super awesome looking bow. It's a lot different than PSEs in the past. It a lot longer riser. It's a little bit different cable guard system. I think they've had this one for 2 years, but they've had the cable roller system, the roller glide is what they call it, for several years now. The tried and true Evolve cam system. But as the name suggests, it's a 31-inch axle to axle, 6.5-inch brace height, shoot speeds up to 329 feet per second. Okay, now don't freak out because that is complete opposite as to what PSE has done in the past. But let's just see, let's give it a chance through the chronograph here in a minute. This bow is set at 70 pounds, 30 inches for that test, but this cam goes from 25 to 30, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes, 25 to 30.5 inches, all in the cam. Still got your adjustable let-off post right here, and it is set on 85, it looks like. So let's go ahead and run this through the paces. Something new this year is the comfort grip. So you can remove that and shoot straight off the riser just like any other PSE you've ever shot. Again, you got a lower stabilizer bushing. You got two stabilizer bushings right here. One's a lot lower, which if you do shoot target archery, you do know the benefits of like a turn down quick disconnect to get that weight to sit down a little bit lower under your hand. And it just makes the bow bounce and feel a little bit better. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to check the holding weight, peak weight, and the mass weight of this bow. The mass weight is advertised at 4.4 pounds. So it's 4.6 pounds with a whisker biscuit. So right there at spec, I'm sure that's where that extra weight's coming from. So let's do the draw weight, peak weight, and the holding weight. 70.9, holding 7.9 pounds. Alright, so like we've done with the Matthews and the Elite, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cover draw cycle, the back wall, the valley, everything that you're going to need to know to help you make a buying decision. We're about to cover it right now. Alright, back wall is super solid for cable stops. It's the same as the Matthews. It's just there's no give to it whatsoever. The grip is a lot different than what I'm used to for a PSE. I'm used to shooting them right off the riser. Let off, of course, is holding nothing. I could probably put my hand over my head and shoot this bow. The string angle's a little sharper than the Elite, but it's also 2 inches shorter axle to axle. Let's go ahead and let it down. Okay. Kind of runs away from you a little bit. It's definitely not manageable once you get used to where that breakover point is, but the let off is really, really nice and you can hold this bow back for a while. Draw cycle is easy, stiff to the back wall, kind of dumps in there. It's pretty nice. It's not a harsh dump, but there is a dump. Very, very little vibration runs to this bow. One of the last PSEs I shot was the Evolve, the second generation series of that bow, and there was a lot of vibration through it. I guess lengthening the riser, shortening the limbs has really eliminated a lot of that. The string stop is also one piece. It's not a manipulating head like the old ones used to be, which I'm sure knocks out a lot of vibration as well too. Nice shooting bow. Very, very quiet, I might add too. This bow is super quiet and feels really, really fast. That's a very, very quiet, very dead in the hand bow too, I might add. Little bit of stabilization. That little residual vibration is out of there. Let's go run this through the chronograph. That thing is nice. Alright, 354 grain arrow, 70 pounds, 30 inches of draw weight. Draw length, my bad. .329, spot on the IBO. This bow, shooting IBO speed for sure. We're gonna go to a 418 grain arrow. Just your common, your standard gold tip 340. Probably one of the most common hunting arrows out there. .306, 418 grain arrow. This is just your standard gold tip Pierce, 482 grains. .286. That bow just starting to react different already with the 482 grain arrow. 517, 18 grain arrow. .277. 542. .268. 578 grain arrow. 262 feet per second. PSE EVO NXT 31. Alright, so there's a look at the NXT EVO 31 from PSE. It's in the black. This bow's it shoots, okay? You can definitely tell over the other two bows that this bow just feels like it has a little bit more horsepower to it. And I think the fact that it hits its IBO shows you that it has the horsepower that it's advertising. One thing I do want to take notice is these are bigger axles than what they ran in the past, okay? So that's going to really help this bow hold a tune, keep a tune, and easier to tune. So I do like that. They're running, looks like a 3/16, or that's a 1/4 inch. Maybe, yeah, that's a 1/4 inch axle. So that's going to help really beef up this cam system and keep any sort of cam lean out. Again, you do have an adjustable cable rod right here. If you do have a little bit, again, we're going to preference, you've got to shoot the correct spine if you want to get your left and rights and your up and down tears out of there. But if you do just have a little bit, you can play with your cable rod right here and get it to tune out. Same thing with the Elite. But I would definitely take the grip off. This is a nice option, especially if you want a warm hand, okay? It's very comfortable to shoot. It feels a little bit better than the Hoyt Pro Grip on their rubber grips that they used to have. I think it's the exact grip is what they use now, but this is very, very similar to that the Pro Grip molded grip Hoyt used to run. But anyway, this is a very sharp bow. Come on down here to East Texas Hardware and Pro Shop. Let Casey set one up for you so you can run it. And I promise you, you might want to bring your bill phone, because you might have to walk home with one of these bad boys.